Welcome to Easy Business Automation.
And that word easy is, it's really the big question for so many small business owners right now, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, if you're running a local service, a small firm, you're just constantly being told you must use AI to survive.
Right. But what does that even mean?
Exactly. You're already working, 14-hour days just to run the actual business?
The core business, yeah.
You don't have time to go learn a new skill or hire a whole new tech team. And, trying to do everything at once just adds more complexity.
Which is the total opposite of what you need. We get it. You're too busy running the business to automate the business.
So our job today is to really just simplify all of this.
We want to give you a shortcut, a really practical way to think about AI for actual growth.
And most importantly, we're going to identify 10 specific high-return tasks you should automate first. These are the quick wins.
The things you do before you touch anything fancy or complicated.
The outcomes we're looking for here are purely practical.
We want to free up your time, protect your profit margins from getting eaten up by admin,
and grow your revenue without having to go on a big hiring spree. Things that make a real difference, within weeks, not years.
Okay, so let's get into it. Why does growth feel so stuck for so many small businesses?
Well, it usually comes down to being time-trapped. You and your team are just spending hours and hours every day on these really low-value, repetitive tasks.
We're talking about all the email follow-ups, chasing down invoices, trying to organize customer lists and spreadsheets.
All that admin stuff. And when we're stuck doing that, you're not focused on sales.
Or delivery.
Yeah.
The two things that actually bring in money.
And that leads to this killer problem, which is inconsistency.
Oh, that's huge. Your marketing is great for a week and then nothing for the next two.
Right, because you had to actually do the client work you sold last week.
And that inconsistency happens because there's no real system. Everything just sort of lives in people's inboxes.
Or on random spreadsheets. Or worse, just in someone's head. That's not a business you can scale.
So this requires a bit of a mindset shift. Growth doesn't come from adding more complexity.
It comes from fixing the leaks that are already in your process. Automation and AI, they should be removing friction for your customer, not adding it for you.
And to do that, we first have to get clear on the difference between those two terms. They get lumped together all the time.
Okay, so let's start with automation.
Automation is simple. It's just rules. It runs on if this, then that logic. If a certain thing happens, the system does a specific action.
So if an invoice is 30 days past due, then send a reminder email.
Exactly. It provides speed, consistency, and it cuts down on human error. So then you have AI, artificial intelligence. Where does that come in?
AI is what layers the intelligence on top of that automation. It can learn and adapt from data.
So for example, predictive AI can look at your sales history and forecast which products you'll probably run out of next month.
And what about generative AI? That's the one everyone is talking about now.
That's the part that actually creates things. So it could draft a personalized email to check in with a client you haven't spoken to in a while.
Or it could take a really long, complex report and just give you a one-paragraph summary.
Exactly. You start with the consistency of automation, then you add the adaptability of AI.
Okay, so this brings us to a simple formwork we use to find those leaks and pick what to automate. We break it down into 4 stages.
Attract, convert, deliver, and retain.
So attract is just getting attention, getting leads.
Right. Convert is turning those leads into actual sales or bookings. Super important step.
Deliver is, doing the work you promised.
And retain is all about bringing those customers back and getting them to refer you to others.
So we want you, as you're listening, to just pause and ask yourself, where in that cycle do I lose the most time or the most money?
Is it because leads aren't followed up on quickly enough? Or maybe appointments keep getting missed?
For a home services business, for example, they might lose a ton of business just because they don't respond to inquiries that come in after 5 p.m.
And when you start by fixing the tasks in that convert stage, you're starting with the tasks that are closest to the money.
That feels like the key right there. Start where the revenue is.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into the 10 tasks you should automate first, and we'll start right there, in that convert stage.
First on the list, instant lead response.
This is, hands down, the biggest leak we see. A new inquiry comes in, maybe it's on a Friday afternoon, you just can't let it sit there until Monday morning.
So automation should kick in immediately, an automatic email or even an SMS reply within minutes.
Ideally within 60 seconds. All it has to do is confirm you got the message and give them a clear next step, like a link to book a quick call.
And the numbers on this are pretty shocking, right?
They're staggering. The research shows that if you contact a lead within 1 minute, you can increase your conversion rate by almost 400%.
Wow, 391%. That's huge.
It is. Because that customer is still sitting at their computer, they're still in that peak buying mode. Over half of all leads go with the very first company that gets back to them.
Okay, that makes sense. So number 2 is automating lead qualification questions.
Yeah, think of all the time you or your team spend just going back and forth on email. What's your budget? Where are you located? What exactly do you need?
A simple AI agent or a chatbot can handle that initial screening.
But a modern one, not the annoying pop-ups from 5 years ago. This is about using natural language to gather structured data, so your human team only talks to the leads that are actually a good fit.
So the human time is saved for the conversations that really matter.
Right. SMBs using these smarter tools are seeing up to a 30% reduction in their support costs just by automating that first contact.
Okay, on to number 3, appointment booking and reminders.
This one is about ending the scheduling nightmare. You know, the missed calls, the endless email chains trying to find a time that works.
The dreaded no-shows.
Exactly. Automation handles this with a simple scheduling link that syncs with your calendar. And then it sends a whole sequence of reminders, email, text, whatever you want, the day before, an hour before.
It's like having a digital assistant you could never afford to hire.
It is. And it also helps you recapture business when someone cancels, because the system can automatically follow up to get them back on the calendar.
All right, the 4th task in this convert category is quote or estimate follow-up.
Oh, this is a big one. How many warm quotes just go cold because your team gets busy with the current work and just forget to check in?
Happens all the time.
So with automation, after you send that quote, the system sends out timed automatic follow-ups. Just a friendly check-in, maybe answering some common questions.
It keeps the conversation going without any manual effort.
Right. And it can save a ton of time in other ways, too. Like you can automatically generate a full contract or invoice based on the, quote, data, instead of someone having to type it all out by hand.
So that really covers the things that directly impact cash flow. Let's shift now to the attract and deliver stages, making the whole process more efficient.
Yeah. This next one, number 5, we'll call capturing new leads automatically. Think of it as Project Zero inbox for your sales team.
I like the sound of that. The problem is always that leads are scattered everywhere. Inboxes, contact forms, social media DMs.
Exactly. Automation fixes that. It makes sure that every single lead, no matter where it comes from, gets fed into one central place. Usually that's a CRM.
Okay, can you just quickly explain what a CRM is for anyone who might not be using one?
Sure. It stands for Customer Relationship Management, but really it's just a digital home base for all your customer information and interactions.
So everyone on the team knows the whole history with that client.
Exactly. Nothing falls through the cracks. Even simple things here, like having AI automatically sort your emails and forward receipts to your bookkeeper can save you, 15, 20 minutes every single day.
That adds up. Okay, number 6, internal task reminders and handoffs.
This is all about making the delivery of your service smoother. It tackles all those little interruptions, the constant, "Hey, did you do this yet?" messages.
So when a key event happens, the system triggers an action.
Right. So when a client approves a quote, it can automatically create a new project in your system and assign the first task to your project manager.
It just keeps the whole team aligned without all that manual checking.
Yeah, and AI can also help by, say, summarizing a long customer support history for a new team member so they can get up to speed instantly. It's a huge time saver.
Okay, so number 7 is about getting better insights, routine reporting, and summaries.
As an owner, you need to know your numbers, but you don't have time to build complex dashboards every week.
No, definitely not.
This is where AI is fantastic. It can take all your raw data, your sales, your quotes, your revenue, and generate a simple, concise summary for you every Monday morning. Not just the numbers, but what they actually mean.
So you can shift from running the business on a gut feeling to making decisions based on real data.
Precisely. You know exactly what's working and what's not, so you can pivot much faster.
Okay, that brings us to our last category, the retain stage. This is all about getting more value from the customers you already have.
And we start with number 8, automating review requests.
Social proof is everything these days, but it feels awkward to constantly ask customers for reviews.
So let the system do it. Right after a job is marked complete, the automation can send a thank you message with a link to leave a review on Google or wherever you need it.
And it can even send a gentle reminder a few days later.
Yep. It's a simple way to turn every single customer interaction into a marketing opportunity, and it all runs on autopilot.
Love that. Okay, number 9, past customer win back.
This is such a huge area of missed opportunity, just letting good customers drift away.
A massive leak in the bucket.
AI can help by identifying customers who haven't bought from you in a while, maybe flagging them as a churn risk. Then it can automatically send a friendly, relevant check-in.
Like an HVAC company sending a time for your fall furnace checkup email.
Exactly. It turns your customer list into a revenue engine by sending targeted messages to people who already know you and trust you.
Okay, and our final one, number 10, is reactivating old leads.
This is similar, but it's for the people who inquired but never actually became a customer.
The ones that just went cold months ago.
Right. Instead of letting that list gather dust, automation can send out a really simple, friendly message like, hey, just checking in, still need help with that project.
It's a very low-effort way to restart a conversation and potentially win a sale from someone who is already interested but just got busy.
Okay, so we've covered the 10 tasks. The big question from a listener now is probably, I can't do all of this tomorrow. Where do I even start?
How do you choose?
Yeah.
And how do you test it without, sinking weeks into something that might not work?
We have 3 simple rules. Rule 1, we've said it before. Start with the tasks closest to the money.
So focus on that convert stage first.
Yeah.
Lead response, appointment booking, quote, follow-up.
Absolutely. Because fixing those has an immediate impact on your revenue.
And rule number 2 must be about keeping it simple.
Yes. Don't try to automate the really complex, weird edge cases first. Start with the simple, repeatable 80 or 90% of your process.
Automate the main path. Leave the exceptions for your team to handle.
Exactly. And the third rule is to think about impact versus effort. If a task is costing you a ton of time, but it's going to take you 40 hours to set up the automation, maybe save that one for later.
Go for the quick win, the thing that gives you the biggest return for the least amount of setup pain.
And when you do start, please start small. Do a limited pilot test. If you're going to try an AI chatbot, don't put it on every page of your website on day 1.
Just put it on the Contact Us page and see how it performs.
Right, you have to validate it. And you have to track the results. Measure everything against your initial goals. Did it actually save you time? Did your response time go down?
That data is everything. The stats we're seeing show that small businesses that do this right are saving 20+ hours a month.
And often seeing anywhere from $500 to $2,000 in monthly savings or new revenue. That's real, measurable ROI.
So that really brings us to the end of our roadmap. We've laid out the 10 tasks, grouped them into that attract, convert, deliver, and retain framework. This stuff is here, it's accessible now.
Yeah, you don't need to be a Silicon Valley tech company to use these tools anymore.
And as you start to build out your own roadmap, it's worth remembering the bigger picture.
Strategic AI adoption really is driving growth. Automation gives you that consistency today, but AI adds the adaptability for tomorrow. It lets you pivot based on real insight, not just guesswork.
And it's so important to stress, the goal here is not job replacement. In fact, 82% of businesses using AI actually report increasing their workforce.
Because they're growing. The goal is to create a growth engine that lets you hire more people to focus on high-value work, not admin.
Start your roadmap today. That efficiency and resilience is waiting for you, and it'll free you up to do what you actually love doing, serving your customers.
Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.